Star 1978, Star 8378. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at a picture of my baby doll. And I'm thinking when he and I were in Patchogue, New York, 11772, before Tia Freya 1975 and Linda 1949 sold the house and kicked me out on the street, and took the children and split them up. In the night sky, I could see the constellations of Cassiopeia. I could see, at times I could see Orion. I could see URSA Major and Minor. In Bayside, however, I don't see any constellations whatsoever. It's like the whole, I don't know if it's, they call it light pollution. The other thing is that Diaphragm 1975, when I look at his pupils, his inner black sphere of his eye, it is so small in, it's like a laser point. That's it. There's no depth, there's no girth to it. It's very tiny, and that's consistent. My son Alexander, however, as of late, since we circadian rhythmed away from each other, every time I see him, his inner pupil, his pupil, seems to be rather dilated. As of late, I pretty much have a consistent, I have the hazel tear around my my simplex of the pupil. However, Alex's is more dilated, and Teofrio 1975, who's not even related in, he is but distant cousinry, maybe, he's got pinhole, we call it pinhole pricks for light entry. I know that that's significant. In this section of human, they have not discovered dark matter. They don't talk about dark matter. It's not on the television. It's not anywhere. It hasn't been taught in school. But yet they do speak sometimes, not always. It's not a regular topic. On the news, they did mention just recently the dark web. And I had a human come up to me in the park where I take the Marie Curie Park in Bayside Station. And one of the fathers asked me about if I knew about the dark web, which I was like, yeah, I call my, like, don't have a dark web. I have the maxi pad front. It's like some kind of painted, I use it for construct, but really that's it. And I don't always agree with it, but I use it as a reference tool rarely. Because there has to be some kind of base. But it's not, I don't feel like, I don't even know where that information's coming from. Some of it, though, does work within a construct that I'm comfortable. Some, they're just reference points for urbanology or urbanite. But I don't know what this dark web is. I don't know who can access it. Is it something you break into? Is it something they teach now? I don't know. And does that have anything to do with dark matter? That gets confusing, considering they say that they haven't even discovered what dark matter really is. I saw some special on one of the channels that in one of the European nations they have some physics lab set up deep underneath a crystal cavern where they keep the physics very still, like deep within the mountain. And I'm like, I think it was an Italian study or something, and I'm like, oh, because they're trying to discover somehow the dark matter of physics. I'm like, that's interesting. So they, according to humans, as of century, I think It was definitely in the Century 20 that I saw it. It was in the first or the second decade that they still are claiming humans, in my area anyway, or the tell of vision that's being piped in, that they haven't discovered what dark matter is. Hasn't been defined. It's not clear. Although they do admit that they have some criminals that creep around something called a dark web, but I don't know what that is. Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken for my space address at the moment. Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.